Well, we're now officially back on level one. Almost all sectors are back at work, but there are major issues for freelancers, people who haven't had an income for several months. So how do you get back on your feet and get working again? Naledi Gallant is from Dalitso Holdings. Naledi, good afternoon to you. I'd imagine for a lot of people, the toughest thing now is finding some kind of work. What can you do to try and make yourself as attractive as possible to some kind of employer, just to get some income back in?
Thank you. Thank you, Stephen. So for a lot of people, I think the main issue is rapid reskilling. That is something that a lot of people would have to look at. It's basically adopting a learning mindset that will prepare people in terms of dealing with the constantly abrupt changes in the marketplace. So learning new skills, using the internet is very key, especially for a number of people that have been retrenched or laid off. I think using the internet, YouTube, and those types of resources is less expensive. It's a lot more accessible to a lot of people, and it's definitely one of the key tools that people can use to upskill themselves in terms of learning new ways of doing things.
It can be quite difficult. I mean, for that, you need to have some basic internet knowledge already. That said, Naledi, I mean, you'll know better than I, if you're able to make money just sitting at home using the internet, writing whatever it is, and people are doing that now, especially people who can do sort of processing of numbers and money, I mean, you're going to be in quite a good position, actually.
Yes, no, unfortunately with technology, it's, that is the issue with technology. It's currently within, our context in South Africa, it's something that is not accessible to everyone. And however, we cannot deny the fact that we are moving into a digital era that is basically forcing everybody to adopt technology and to learn how to use technology. So people would have to be a lot more proactive. So what COVID has actually done, and this crisis and this pandemic, is that it's actually forced a lot of people to look at technology not just as an option, but something that is going to definitely be a requirement if you are to survive in the future. So it's no longer a matter of an option or a choice. It's definitely a must for you to actually survive and to make it.
Naledi, I worry. I've got to tell you about younger people. So, people as old and ugly as I had the advantage of sitting in an office and learning from other people, and I can use that experience now. But for young people now, to not go into an office, to not see how the business works, to not sort of build those relationships, but most importantly, sometimes just not to watch someone else older than you on the phone, I think they're going to be at a huge disadvantage.
Yes, look, there are quite a few challenges that do come with not having access to being in an office environment where you are able to shadow somebody and to learn from other people. However, technology, on the other hand, has made it possible for people to be able to access a lot of these things online. So it's not so much a matter of being in personal contact or being in an office to actually access some of this. That's the beauty about technology. That's the beauty about technology, is that it is actually enabled everyone to have access to what was previously only for a certain few. So these types of skills one can even access on the internet. So you can go on the internet and learn about literally anything and actually shadow somebody who's doing a similar job that you are interested in from the internet. And so learning technology, taking the initiative of actually taking yourself to that next step is going to actually be something extremely vital for most people. And so for me, I definitely think that it's really not such a hinder or a barrier not to be able to be in an office environment, because technology, yet again, has made it easily accessible for anybody from anywhere to be able to learn about any career that they'd like to learn more about or to know more about from the internet.
Naledi, of course, the other thing that it does is you don't have to be in New York to have a job in New York anymore.
Precisely. We now have virtual offices. That's also another thing that as technology has created. We've got virtual teams, people working from all over the world. You can actually be here in South Africa and have your client base in New York and continue providing services and not having gone to New York yourself personally. So that is the beauty about technology. It's about embracing it and actually learning the benefits and how to actually make the most out of it, so that you can actually use it to advantage and to rebuild yourself post COVID-19 and find ways of making technology work for you. And it's a lot more cheaper, it's faster, and it's a lot more simpler.
Naledi Gallant from Dalitso Holdings. Do appreciate the time. Thanks very much indeed. The world really is changing.